Hello and welcome everybody from the capital of Japan, from Tokyo. In the following vlogs I will tell you more interesting facts about this amazing city and about the local traditions. So a series of Japanese vlogs starts with this one, which is about the Ueno Park. So in this vlog we will visit the attractions of Ueno Park, which include a very beautiful huge lake and also the Ueno Zoo and some Shinto shrines. So I promise that you will not get bored if you watch the complete travel vlog about Ueno Park and its attractions. It is one of the oldest parks of Japan because it was established in 1873. The current Ueno Park is located on the former grounds of Benten-dō Temple, a Shinto shrine which was established in 1625, and it was belonging to the Edo castle. In 1868, the bloody Battle of Ueno took place here. The samurai of the shogun of the Tokugawa shogunate tried to defend the Edo castle because the imperial forces tried to restore the power of the Japanese emperor. Before that, the Tokugawa shogun was de facto the leader of Japan, and after that these Japanese imperial forces tried to re-establish the imperial leadership. So in this battle the imperial forces won and many samurai died, and in the battle most of the temple's buildings were destroyed. So currently we cannot find so many buildings from this absolutely beautiful Shinto shrine from 1625. So after Emperor Meiji came to Tokyo to lead the country, and well, the shogun was not in power anymore, so Emperor Meiji decided that these grounds should be transformed in a Western style park called Ueno Park first, and so thus the park was established in 1873. Amongst the country's first public parks, Ueno Park was founded following the Western example as part of the borrowing and assimilation of international practices that characterizes the early Meiji period. Emperor Meiji was influenced by Western culture, moreover by the Americans. The park has an area of 538,000 square meters. It's absolutely huge, and it is home to 8,800 trees and a number of museums. Many museums are located here. This is, for example, the Tokyo Metropolitan Art Museum, but we can also find here the National Museum of Western Art, the Tokyo National Museum, among some others. There's also a museum of nature and science, so there are many beautiful museums here. I'm planning to visit the National Museum, and I will skip the rest. Ueno Park is also celebrated in spring for its cherry blossoms and hanami. Hanami, literally flower viewing, is a Japanese traditional custom of enjoying the transient beauty of flowers. Flower means hana. In this case almost always refer to those of cherry, which is sakura, or less frequently plum, ume trees. In recent times the park and its attractions have drawn over 10 million visitors a year, making it Japan's most popular city park. In 1924, in honor of the marriage of Hirohito, Emperor Hirohito, Ueno Park was presented to the city by Emperor Taisho, receiving the official name that lasts to this day of Ueno Onshi Koen, literally Ueno Imperial Gift Park. Hirohito was the 124th Emperor of Japan, reigning from 1926 until his death in 1989. He was one of the longest reigning monarchs in the world, with his reign of 62 years being the longest of any Japanese emperor. There are several Shinto shrines in Ueno Park, but I will present you only the most significant ones, the most important shrines. Also, like this, the travel film will be very long, so and anyway, there will be enough recordings of Shinto shrines. From far I didn't even recognize this is a lake. I think I never saw such a lake. Not enough water in this pond. So this is the Shinobazu Pond, full with these plants. Incredible. It is situated in the south of Ueno Park. The pond is divided in 3 sections, one called the Lotus Pond, Hasu no Ike, because of the plants that during the summer completely cover its surface. The other one called the Boat Pond, Boto no Ike, from the rental boats it hosts. And the third called the Cormorant Pond, Ueno Ike, which lies within the limits of the Ueno Zoo and takes its name from the birds that inhabit it. The pond has a circumference of about 2 kilometers. To the north it borders with the Ueno Zoo, to the east with the Keisei Ueno Station. As its center lies Benten Island, of which stands the Benten-dō, a temple dedicated to the goddess Benzaiten. We will also go there. Thousands of years ago, the entire place used to be just a cove of Tokyo Bay. Later, some centuries into the Common Era, the sea withdrew, leaving behind extensive marshes. During the Second World War, water was pumped out and the pond divided into rice paddies, the so-called Shinobazu Tanbo. There was later, among others, a plan to build a baseball field on it, but in 1949 it was decided to return the pond to its original, from which we still see today. In September of 1967, a hole was opened by accident in the pond during the construction of Tokyo Metro's Chiyoda line, and approximately 30,000 tons of water flowed away. So I think this is also a reason why this pond is so shallow. And over there is the island with the Shinto shrine. We will also go there now. Now we are entering the Benten Island, Benten-jima in Japanese, on which stands the Benten-dō. A temple dedicated to the goddess Benzaiten, literally goddess of eloquence. She is an East Asian Buddhist goddess, technically a Dharmapala, a Dharma protector, who originated mainly from the Hindu Indian Saraswati, goddess of speech, the arts and learning. Because the goddess was originally the personification of a river, Benten-dō often stand next to some source of water, a river, pond, spring, or even the sea. That's why they constructed this temple next to this pond. We are now in the largest zoo of Japan, the Ueno Zoo, which is a 14.3 hectares zoo managed by the Tokyo Metropolitan Government. It was opened on the 20th March of 1882. It's home to very different animals, which I never saw in my life. It's a very strange bird. Let's check what is it, maybe there is a sign. So the zoo is located in the Ueno Park, and it started, it's a shōgun. So it started its life as a menagerie attached to the National Museum of Natural History. In 1881, responsibility for this menagerie was handed to naturalist and civil servant Tanaka Yoshio, who oversaw its transition into a public zoo. There should be a giraffe here, but cannot see it. Somewhere inside. They say giraffes are in the indoor exhibit, so maybe we can see them from inside. The ground was originally estate to the imperial family, but it was presented to the municipal government in 1924 along Ueno Park on the occasion of Crown Prince Hirohito's wedding. In August of 1943, the administrator of Tokyo, Shigeo Odachi, ordered that all wild and dangerous animals at the zoo should be killed, claiming that bombs could hit the zoo and escaped animals would wreak havoc in the streets of Tokyo. Requests by the staff at the zoo for a reprieve or to evacuate the animals elsewhere were refused. The poor animals were executed primarily by poisoning, strangulation, or by simply placing the animals on starvation diets. Memorial service was held for the animals in September of 1942, while 2 of the elephants were still starving, and a permanent memorial built anew in 1975 can be found in the Ueno Zoo. Oh wow! That's a huge hippopotamus. So the zoo is now home to more than 2,600 individuals, representing over 500 species. The zoo provides animals an environment similar to their natural habitat. In recent years, some of the old-fashioned cages of the past have been replaced with modern habitats, such as the gorilla woods. You can also find here a giant panda. That's the reason why I wanted to come here, and many other interesting animals like red pandas. This is an eastern black rhinoceros. Wow. He looks like kinda lazy. So cute. Red panda. I never saw flamingos in my life, so it was already worth to visit this zoo. Ring-tailed lemur from Madagascar. Tokyo National Museum is an art museum in the Ueno Park. It's one of the 4 museums operated by the National Institutes for Cultural Heritage, and it's considered the oldest national museum in Japan and the largest art museum in the country. It was opened in 1872. The museum collects, preserves and displays a comprehensive collection of artwork and cultural objects from Asia, with a focus on ancient and medieval Japanese art and Asian art along the Silk Road. As of April 2024, the museum held approximately 120,000 cultural properties, including 89 national treasures, 319 Horyuji treasures and 649 important cultural properties. These are very important for the Japanese cultural heritage. We can also find some restaurants and shops within the museum's premises, as well as outdoor exhibitions, including a garden where visitors can enjoy seasonal views. The Japanese government's cultural budget is consistently low. In 2017 the cultural budget was 1/5 that of France and 1/3 that of South Korea. The Tokyo National Museum's annual budget is partly 2 billion yen, which is 1/17 that of the Louvre, 1/5 that of the British Museum, and 1/3 that of National Museum of Korea. The museum was struggling last year to delay repairs to cultural assets and pay utility bills for its facilities due to rising electricity and other costs. The museum has asked the government to increase its budget, but the request has not been granted. The museum's director often complains about its plight in the media. This is an armor. It was not used by the samurai, so I read. But some common soldiers. Very interesting. As I said in the beginning of the vlog, the Ueno Park is located on the former grounds of Kanei-ji Temple. So what is today the Kanei-ji Temple, the main hall? It was taken from Kita-in Temple of Kawagoe city from Saitama prefecture and transferred to the site of a former Kanei-ji sub-temple. Why did they do that? Kanei-ji Temple, well, it is a part of cultural and historical heritage, so they wanted to remember this very old shrine, which was erected in 1625 northeast of Edo Castle to ward off evil spirits that were believed to come from that unlucky direction. So this is not the original Kanei-ji Temple, but to remember that. And actually we are now a little bit off from the Ueno Park, like 9 minutes walking from there. In the Ueno Park we still can find some parts of the Kanei-ji Temple which resisted after the Ueno battle, and we'll also go there. It's the Kanei-ji Temple's 5-story pagoda and the Ueno Tōshō-gū Shrine, which were amongst the gems of the old temple's enclosure. Both stand undisturbed by the passage of years since the end of the Tokugawa shogunate, and the Shinobazu Pond itself and the Benten-dō Temple, which stands on its island, used to be also integral part of Kanei-ji, the original Kanei-ji. It was once a great complex. It used to occupy the entire heights north and east of Shinobazu Pond, and the plans it had immense wealth, power and prestige, and it once consisted of over 30 buildings. This is why I said that this temple, imported from Saitama prefecture, is on the site of a sub-temple, so there were many sub-temples, and 30 buildings totally, actually. Of the 15 Tokugawa shoguns, 6 are buried here. Unfortunately, we cannot go inside because restoration takes place. So, yeah, we will miss the inner part of this Shinto shrine, but there are still many Shinto shrines which we will discover also from inside. And well, I already presented one in this vlog. As I mentioned before, not so much remained from Kanei-ji Shrine. This is the Ueno Tōshō-gū Shrine, established in 1627. The shrine has remained mostly intact since that time, making it a great example of Shinto architecture in the Edo period. Several of those surviving structures have been designated important cultural properties. Tōshō-gū shrines are characterized by enshrining Tokugawa Ieyasu, the founder and the first shogun of the Tokugawa shogunate of Japan, which effectively ruled Japan from the Battle of Sekigahara in 1600 until the Meiji Restoration, when the emperor came back to rule Japan again in 1868. Unlike many of the buildings in the surrounding area, Ueno Tōshō-gū has remained intact through the numerous earthquakes, fires and wars, including the Battle of Ueno in 1868 and the Great Kanto earthquake in 1923. Ueno Tōshō-gū also enshrines two other Tokugawa shoguns, Tokugawa Yoshimune and Tokugawa Yoshinobu, the last shogun. Unfortunately, we cannot go inside. It is closed for public all the time, so it's not just like a seasonal restriction, it's always so, but we can still admire this very beautiful golden color of the shrine from outside. Still a nice sight.
So this is the 5-story pagoda, which was also part of the Kan'ei-ji temple complex. Unfortunately, we cannot go closer. There is a fence protecting this ancient pagoda. Well, ancient. It was constructed in 1631 and then it was burnt down in 1639, and the existing one was reconstructed in the same year, so it is almost 400 years old. Absolutely incredible. These two buildings survived all natural disasters, earthquakes and everything. So this was the travel film about Ueno Park and its attractions. We visited the oldest zoo of Japan, the oldest museum of Japan, also the amazing Lotus Pond, the Shinobazu Pond, and what remained of the famous Kan'ei-ji temple complex. So I think it was a very interesting travel vlog. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if that's so, please subscribe to my channel,
if you didn't do it yet. It's very important to push on the bell icon because this is how you get notified about the new contents. Have a nice day and goodbye.